Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam semua. Apa khabar mereka yang
Assalamualaikum.
mendengar? Waalaikumsalam. Pak Razak sihat ya?
Alhamdulillah sihat.
Syukur malam ni kita dapat juga go live seperti Jumaat-Jumaat sebelum ini, dan pejam celik kita sudah pun sampai ke episod yang ke-10 dalam Carabetul Facebook Say It As It Is. Malam ni saya live di Perak dan Pak Razak live di Kuala Lumpur. Alhamdulillah, dengan teknologi yang kita gunakan selama PKP ni, kita dapat juga manfaatkan. Dan bagi sesiapa yang dah dapat cross negeri tu, jangan lupa untuk terus jaga SOP dan pastikan anda semua sihat walafiat sebelum berjumpa dengan para keluarga yang dicintai. Okey, malam ni kita nak sentuh tentang topik yang amat menarik. Sebelum tu sama-sama bersama dengan para pendengar, kita nak review ataupun refresh sikit apa perkara-perkara yang kita telah bincangkan sebelum ni di Say It As It Is. Okay, seperti yang saya sebut tadi, kita telah pun ke episod 10 dan session pada malam ini akan membincangkan berkaitan kesilapan-kesilapan yang dilakukan oleh para founder. So kita nak refresh sikit apa yang kita dah bincangkan dulu. Dulu kita ada bincangkan tentang kesilapan-kesilapan yang boleh melumpuhkan perniagaan kita ya. Dan ada 4 kategori oleh kesilapan-kesilapan yang berbahaya seperti ini. Antaranya adalah seperti kesilapan yang berkait dengan founder itu sendiri, dan kedua kesilapan yang berkaitan dengan pasaran, kesilapan yang berkaitan dengan produk, dan kesilapan-kesilapan yang berkaitan dengan perancangan. Okey, tapi saya nak ingatkan kepada para pendengar malam ni, especially kalau ada yang baru mendengar ataupun mungkin baru beberapa kali dengar, perkara yang kita bincangkan dalam Say It As It Is di Carabetul Facebook adalah tentang kesilapan yang dilakukan ketika fasa eksplorasi ataupun fasa memulakan perniagaan. Mungkin kurang berkaitan bagi mereka yang telah bertahun-tahun menjalankan perniagaan, tapi mungkin ada relevannya masih di situ. Tapi kita punya fokus adalah kepada mereka yang ingin memulakan perniagaan supaya tidak terjebak kepada kesilapan-kesilapan yang boleh melumpuhkan perniagaan masing-masing, terutamanya pada peringkat eksplorasi dan permulaan. Okey, so malam ini kita nak bincangkan sebenarnya bagaimana untuk mengelakkan ataupun how to avoid this sort of mistakes dalam memulakan perniagaan. Sebab adalah teramat penting bagi para founder untuk menentukan produk yang betul, pasaran yang betul dan juga business model yang betul sebelum kita mula melaburkan masa, duit dan sumber-sumber kita yang terhad dan sangat berharga. So, sekali lagi saya nak ingatkan kepada para pendengar bahawa apa yang kita bincangkan pada malam ini adalah kesilapan-kesilapan yang dilakukan pada peringkat permulaan bisnes ya. Of course, semua orang boleh dengar, tapi target pendengar kita malam ni adalah bagi mereka yang ingin memulakan perniagaan. So, okey Pak Razak, mungkin kita boleh bincangkan sikit lagi Pak Razak, apakah sebenarnya kesilapan-kesilapan yang berkaitan dengan founder ataupun pendiri bisnes, dan apakah mungkin punca-puncanya Pak Razak, silakan.
Okey, terima kasih Zulfa. Now, dalam memulakan perniagaan, I mean you're still in the exploration stage. This is actually pre-startup. Belum start lagi, pre-startup. Now, dia ada 4 or 5 key mistakes that founder buat bila dia mulakan perniagaan dia. Ini sepatutnya saya sebut during our session 4, but I did not mention it, so I think it's time for me to mention it before we go to the discussion on how to avoid these mistakes. Now, first mistake, which is quite common, start business by buat business plan. Why is this a mistake? Well, bertahun-tahun semua orang pakai business plan. Saya pun banyak pakai business plan. When you are exploring or trying to discover, a business plan is not the right tool. We propose you use a business model as canvas, as a tool to do to start a business. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot use a business plan totally. You can, but the way you do your plan
Yeah.
should be changed. In other words, when you start making your plan, please remember your plan are nothing else but assumptions. Before you decide to adopt this plan, you better go out of the building and verify yang assumption tadi sebenarnya betul. What is a mistake is when this business plan full of assumptions are not verified prior to its being used as a execution model or prior to it being executed in the market. Now, what is causing this? Basically, it's lack of knowledge lah. And also, I could be blunt and say ilmu salah.
I see.
Ilmu ni patut dah diubah lama dah. Tapi tak boleh pasal bank dia nak business plan juga. Tapi you have to make sure, nak pakai business plan boleh. Tapi make sure that you verify all those assumptions, all those hypotheses that you put into the plan to be valid before you decide to execute your business plan.
Yeah.
Now, second mistake. This is quite common. New business, they launch too early and too big.
I see.
Before they are fully ready, before they have adequate validation of their product, match the market, and the business model is something that profitable and viable. Why this happen? Many a time I noticed that this is self-imposed. Sometimes founders like to have timelines. So the preset timeline itu. Pasal apa? Itu dia belajar dekat sekolah lu. You must have a work plan with timeline. So you must match your timeline. But this is not true when you are starting a business. You must first make sure that what you're trying to do has been validated. That is true, that is correct, and that be of value lah. Do not launch based on timeline. Launch when you're ready.
I see. Kalau macam mana pula kalau orang kata kalau tak ada timeline ni kita mungkin akan terlalu lambat, tersasar dan sebagainya, Pak Razak?
Depend on the process that you have lah. My timeline is processes that I have to undertake. For example, one of the key timeline is I make certain assumption, let's say about the market kan. So I have a timeline of how much time should I spend in the market to verify those assumptions. That is my timeline. Verification timeline, not launch timeline. When to launch is when I'm ready. Now,
so sebenarnya bukan kita ukur masa, tapi kita kena ukur the readiness.
Readiness based on verification, validation of what we want to do.
So mungkin benda ni agak mencabar juga Pak Razak kalau orang yang betul-betul dah terjun, tak ada pendapatan lain dan not to mention dia berkobar-kobar lah sebenarnya kan, nak start tu.
Yeah, you have two choices. If you still want to do it, then you take the risk of being totally wrong and totally wipe out lah after that.
So saya nampak situasi ni, maksudnya kita mula apabila kita betul-betul bersedia dan bukan mula disebabkan kita telah sampai bulan 9 contohnya, kan? Apa nama ni, kalau untuk orang yang memulakan bisnes dan masih bekerja somewhere, I think maybe it is a wise decision to do the validation tu while still working. Maknanya jangan tinggalkan lagi 100%. Yeah.
Of course lah. If you are still working, you want to start a business, you better start while you're still working.
Tapi yalah, benda ni kadang-kadang kita jumpa orang yang nak memulakan bisnes ni kerana telah dibuang kerja, Pak Razak kan. So macam mana dengan diorang?
Itu kena cari bisnes yang tidak memerlukan too much validation. Ada bisnes yang telah siap. Ada bisnes yang marketnya dah ada tapi there are gaps in the market and there are product which is ready.
Okay.
So the choice or your type of business is also important depending on your capability and luxury of time lah. But what is important here is that doesn't mean kita sambil level je lah.
Yeah.
When trying to do verification ni ada prosesnya, ada toolsnya. And this is where I strongly suggest we apply the lean methodology. The lean methodology have tools and techniques that enable you to do things faster, better, and even cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you normally take 6 months, you may be able to do in 3 months.
Understood. So okay, menarik lah apa yang kita dapat kupas secara langsung malam ni. Bagi mereka yang kehilangan kerja, yang terlibat dengan retrenchment, dibuang kerja dan sebagainya, of course kita tak perlu letak tepi cita-cita kita untuk melakukan satu perniagaan impian kita, tapi kena ada strategi sikit lah ya Pak Razak. Mana masa kita buat validation dan sebagainya tadi, macam Pak Razak cakap, mungkin kita boleh buat something else yang lebih mudah sebelum kita terjun ke perkara yang lebih dalam dan serius. Okay.
Itu yang diorang panggil side hustle or side income.
Understood. Pelapis lah sebelum kita
something that would give us immediate return, something which is easier to do, something which is already almost assured that it can work lah. But that mean also if it's assured that it can work, a lot of people are playing the same game. So you must be willing to do that game while we are working on what we think is a long-term viable business.
Understood.
So it's a interim measure, permanent measure. Interim is what we need to do immediately to earn some money.
Yes.
That's where some people become Grab rider, Grab driver, do all sorts of things lah. And then while working on your ultimate
business lah.
Business.
Now, okay, boleh teruskan Pak Razak?
The third mistake founder I noticed buat, they always seem to be under budget lah. They always underestimate the time and the money required.
Okay.
Especially time lah. Now, this mismatch ni kan, sebenarnya is lack of experience and lack of information, but mostly lack of experience lah.
Okay.
The other mistake is founder make is they start with the wrong team. Number one is the size. Too many people in one team, and then not only the size, the type of people that they have. Dua yang penting when you are starting out, you need explorers. Explorers means somebody who's willing to go out there and explore the unknown lah.
I see.
Who's willing to continuously learn new things. That's where the attitudes come in. Attitude there, I'm thinking about mindset. And also the aptitude. Aptitude is capability. Hello, when you start off to get the team who are able to multitask. They can do a lot of things. They can quickly pick up new skills and not afraid to try.
How about just going solo for a start?
That's the best. But I don't advise against it.
Okay.
Because you're going solo, you shot sendiri.
Okay.
You brainstorm seseorang kan. You jawab, you soal, you jawab. Tak ada silap dia, semua betul. You need somebody to sort of be a sparring partner lah.
Yalah, nak dapat teammate tu pun bukannya sekelip mata tu juga kan, mungkin
it is I would prefer to call it luck lah. I've been through a lot of teams. I try to use all sorts of technique, tak boleh. Now, some other try to look for somebody who have the entrepreneurial mindset. Try to look for somebody who's interested to explore. Some people, they like to administer tau. Some are pure administrators. But some are not. Some are more like I like to try new things. I like to learn new knowledge. Explore new methods of doing. This type of people are good as a member of the founding team. But they may not be suitable to be a member of the execution team.
Itulah tu. Kan macam mana tu? Pak Razak, kalau bukan orang yang sama tu macam mana? From founding to execution tu.
Then the original team yang explore new business, they keep on exploring lah.
I see.
Baik business lain. Bila dah dapat tu, dah set betul-betul business model canvas dia dah cantik, dah verify, dah confirm kan. And then of course one or two might want to stay on because they can play both role. There are some people who can play both role.
Yeah, okay.
Then they stay on. The rest tu may want to pursue other exploration. Diorang ni peneroka betul ni.
Yalah,
They enjoy learning new things.
Betul lah tu, nak kena cari orang yang bersemangat jugalah kan. Tak semestinya they complete us in terms of skills, tapi dia punya pembawaan semangat tu.
This is the mindset lah. Skill boleh belajar, mindset pun boleh diubah, tapi skill is easier to get. The right attitude susah.
Itulah tu. Kalau skill tu mungkin boleh hire pun kan when the time comes.
Yep.
Okay, understood. Okay,
now the last one, which is quite common also, when people they launch product, they launch their company, but they should be launching what I call an integrated business model. Dalam business model tu dah siap produk dia, dah siap market dia, everything is in there lah. If you look at the nine, I use this business model canvas kan, the 9 components lah. It's all there. So you launch the whole package. So
the society ataupun pengguna tu tak perlu tahu pun kita sedang launch like the whole thing. Maybe dia orang di luar sana sebagai pengguna dah hanya perlu tahu produk kita, tapi kita ni yang kena ready from A to Z.
Right.
Okay.
Customer don't care what you're doing behind the scene. They only care what value you're offering. They only see what you want them to see. This is your marketing and your channel.
Understood.
Now these are the 5 key mistakes lah.
Okay.
Now,
so itu 5. Yang seterusnya apa kita nak bincangkan bagaimana Pak Razak untuk.
And then I talk about 5 and what is causing that mistake. And then we now need to go through what I think ways that we can do to avoid making those mistakes.
Okay, silakan.
These are for founders. Now, when I want to talk about how to avoid mistakes made by founders, I don't want to tackle it in a very specific manner. I say one mistake, one preventive action. One mistake, one preventive action. It doesn't work that way. Because here you're talking about the founder, the person. So I'm trying to put it into in a broad manner.
Okay.
I categorize it into 3 broad areas, all relating to the founder. The first one is, I will talk a little bit more detail later on, but the 3 areas, the first one, the founder have to prepare themselves in advance. In advance means betul-betul in advance. I will explain later on why it's important to do that. Not besok nak buka baru nak prepare ini. Dia punya mindset, dia punya knowledge, dia punya skill, dia punya money.
Banyak hal ni
Number 2, to be entrepreneur, you have to have an entrepreneurial mindset. So the founder, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur or business owner, you have to adopt and start practicing an entrepreneurial mindset.
Okay.
Number 3, which is really something quite common now, but still some people fail to do it. Founders must equip themselves with basic understanding of business principles.
Business principle.
Business ni macam anything else, ada prinsip-prinsipnya yang perlu kita tahu to be able to be successful in that particular area.
Tentang mindset dan juga prinsip bisnes, adakah kita akan bincang hari ini ataupun mungkin tak
bincang hari ini? Kalau ada masa lagi? Ada
kita baru kita ada 20 minit lagi.
Okay, good. Now let me go back to the first one.
Okay.
How to avoid founder mistake? The first thing the founder need to do is to prepare themselves even before taking the first step in the entrepreneur journey.
Okay.
Belum step 1 lagi. Ini step 0 ni.
Ya.
Mengapa? Just like anything else, you got to prepare yourself. And the earlier you prepare, the better lah. Now, what do you have to prepare? You have to start thinking of what type of business you want to go into, the nature of the business you want to go into, and what type, how big are you going to be? Are you going to be an entrepreneur having a string of business, or are you going to be just a business owner, doing something to earn a living and take care of the family? Or is it the business is something to do with your hobby? Or are you going to start a social enterprise? These are the things you got to think about before you even start. Yeah? And then
biasanya tak perasan lah Pak Razak benda-benda ni nak kena belajar kan bila tengah bersemangat tu kan. Memang kalau boleh esok nak start.
Tak boleh. Dia kalau terlalu semangat, rehat dulu.
Itulah nak kena ada seorang datang macam suruh tarik nafas tu kan.
Avoid that. If you dah mula fikir nak buat business, maybe you kata nak buat business 3 years later. Start sekarang. You start jotting down, you start learning, you start observing, you start reading, you start your own journal lah.
Okay? Ini sangat berkaitan dengan kematangan lah ni Pak Razak, saya nampak kan. Kalau youngsters ni tak sabar nak tahan, nak tunggu 3 tahun ni Pak Razak. So kalau tak tahulah macam mana tu, mungkin ramai yang tak boleh lah nak spend banyak masa macam ni kecuali dia orang tahu kesilapan-kesilapan yang bakal dilakukan tu boleh melumpuhkan perusahaan.
This is what it's all about lah. This is what we're trying to do here. Yeah. Is to inculcate this need to approach starting a business in a new way lah.
Yeah.
To be more organized, more systematic in the way we do things. Itu why we call ourselves Carabetul. Do the right things right at the right time. Now, that's sound preparation. And we also need to know, as I said earlier, when do you start preparing? This is a bit different from what other people are saying lah. You start preparing the moment you think you like to go into business. Tak kira umur berapa.
Okay. Waktu budak-budak pun budak-budak lah.
Kalau nak minat business, you start preparing. Cara dia lah.
Cara dia lah. Tapi kalau budak-budak kecil ni, tak tahulah, mungkin pendedahan tu belum sampai lagi. Orang-orang yang dengar. They can use it as a game.
Kan ada game-game miniaga ni kan, ada toys yang this is where you notice budak tu minat tak business ni. And if you already decide when you are in campus kan nak start business, you start your preparation then.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a formalized program. It got to be something that you can do based on some observation lah.
Okay, yeah.
But do it systematically.
Alright. Kita difahamkan ada soalan daripada penonton kita. Kalau boleh kita nak minta producer tolong bagi soalan di WhatsApp group, nanti saya akan bacakan kepada Pak Razak. Sementara tu Pak Razak boleh sambung dulu.
Okay. Now, siapa yang perlu buat preparation ni? Of course the founder and partner dia lah. Kalau dia ada partner kan, dia kena buat sama-sama lah. Tapi kalau dia at that time are not yet partners, individually they can do their own preparation. Now, how do you want to prepare yourself? You have to identify sources of knowledge and guidance. Apa di mana kamu boleh dapat? There's a lot of free program going on right now.
Tapi banyak sangat lah Pak Razak, macam mana nak pilih
pilih ni sebenarnya depend on what you have interest in. But one thing I have to warn lah, nowadays there's a lot of fake gurus.
Betul.
Fake gurus ni tak ada kerja lain, dia nak jual program dia. You masuk program ni, dia upsell tu program nombor 2. You masuk program nombor 2, dia upsell program nombor 3. Dia akan
biasanya guru-guru ni lah yang lebih menonjol Pak Razak.
Dia lebih spend money on marketing kan.
Itulah.
But basically you have to ask around lah. I'm around. I've been around. If you want to tell me who are the fake gurus, I can tell you who are the fake gurus in town now.
So memandangkan Pak Razak dah offer, boleh tanya pada Pak Razak lah untuk nasihat-nasihat memulakan perniagaan dan memilih guru yang betul. Kita ada satu soalan Pak Razak.
Apa yang patut kita belajar lah And then buku bukan semua buku on business, especially on starting a business, are good, you know. In fact, most book is not on starting a business. Most business book or most entrepreneur book is how to run a business. Very few on how to start a business.
Dia dah terus ke tengah lah, dah jump
straight away
start
macam bisnes tu dah bermula. Untuk orang yang dah mula berniaga, these are meant for established companies.
Yeah,
okay. But other good books on how to start a business, but very rare.
Yeah.
If you want a recommended list, I can give you a recommendation. I tak ada dapat commission. This is based on I've been studying this for the last 10 years. So I know some good books.
Ya, mungkin puan producer sedang mendengar, offer Pak Razak untuk listkan buku-buku yang kita recommend. Mungkin boleh kita paparkan di Facebook dan sebagainya. Pak Razak, kita ada soalan daripada Encik Hamid.
Yeah.
We cannot be running things like headless chicken. How do we establish a check and balance between exploring and learning new things at the same time the business demands us to produce good results and manage the cash flow?
Okay. These are activities that you do after you run a business. After you are running a business. Yes. That's when you manage your cash flow. That's when you have to look at your market. That's when you have to look at how to best to improve your product. Okay. We don't teach that in this session. Okay. Now, there are things you can do in running a business, in trying to do so many things at the same time. But it all boils down, this is where I re-emphasize again, start it right. Start it right. If you've done a good job in starting your business by having a business model that has been validated to be, number one, viable, profitable, sustainable, and then you translate that business model into execution model, that will help you to manage the thing that you do. But if you start without a clear business model, without a clear roadmap, then you have been pulled left, right, and center. Now, many a times we have been pulled left, right, and center, like what I went through, is because number one, I lack self-confidence. Number two, I lack self-discipline. Number three, I like to chase every other opportunity that appears out there.
Okay.
Macam orang sembilan kata kan, terobit tuai. Terobit dia dan tuai.
Tak sabar.
So that's why niche to focus very important. From my own personal experience, I managed to overcome that when I realized, look, I cannot be doing this. I have only that much time in a day, much resources kan. So I decided, okay, this is my focus, this is my niche. And then I relook at my business model again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, where is the areas of weaknesses that I need to improve? Then I put discipline on my own self.
Okay.
Ini susah. Terutama kalau kita banyak pengasut. You kalau dah mula berniaga ni banyak kawan datang. Oh, ini bagus, peluang ni ada, peluang ni cantik, semua ada.
Orang sekarang panggil racun Pak Razak.
Racun. Tapi memang cantik lah. Tapi sebenarnya dia nak you masuk tu pasal dia nak share sikit.
Okay.
Tak share commission.
5%.
5%. Tapi even banks, I've been approached with bank when I was doing very well lah. Now memang not doing well, dia tak kisah lah. They don't know me lah. Oh, macam-macam datang. Nanti, this what they call it, business development. Selalu perempuan lah yang gede-gede ni.
Okay.
Nak offer loan, apa, macam-macam. But this is where, if you are very sure of what you want to do, based on the business model you have chosen, and then you translate that business model into an execution plan, you have to have that discipline. Now,
okay.
How do you know whether you're successful or not? Senang je. If you are generating the right revenue, you're successful. You're not generating the right revenue, and your cash flow is suffering, then it's time to relook at your business model. It's time for you to iterate or even pivot. Now, that's when you run a business. Our session, focus kita sini is before you start your business.
Yeah.
Because we feel it's so important to do it right. So that you have less problem when you run your business. That's why this program is slightly different from other people's new program. Orang more on how to be efficient, how to be innovative, how to maximize your investment, earning or investment more. We don't talk about all this.
dah masuk gear 2, gear 3 lah tu kan.
Kita ni belum start ni, baru nak start enjin ni.
Ya, betul. So okay Pak Razak, kita ada 10 minit lagi Pak Razak.
Okay, now I talk about just now knowledge and guidance kan.
Yeah, we were at the fake guru punya cerita tadi.
Okay. Now you have to discover and you have to continue learning, find a good trainer and find a good coach if you're already ready to start, yeah. But be mindful, yeah. Not all good entrepreneurial trainers are entrepreneurs. So they don't speak from experience. Most of the time they speak from books.
Okay.
But not all good entrepreneurs are good trainers. They cannot teach if their life depends on it. They can run their business, but they cannot teach. So have to find a combination.
Oh, lagi rare lah tu.
Ada, bukan rare, ada. Kat office kita ada 4-5 orang.
Okay. Selamat datang. Nanti boleh datang.
We are practicing entrepreneurs and we are all certified trainers and trained experienced trainers. Now, that was the first solution tadi kan.
Okay.
Preparation. The second one is mindset lah.
Alright.
The founder have no choice but to explore and adopt an entrepreneur mindset. Now, I never overemphasize this. This is something very important because I realized through the years, you give people the right skills, you give people the right opportunities, you give them the right support, but they don't have the business mindset. Their belief system is not of that of a businessman. Kalau they come from, say, the government service, their belief system is still of a civil servant. Now, beliefs are the one that influence our mindset. Beliefs are the one that influence how we view the business world. I'll give you an example. Especially when you are starting out. Our belief in our ability to start a business, believe that we can start a business, believe that we can be a business person, believe we can adopt a business as a profession, will influence our decision and our ability to pursue business as a profession. Kalau you tak percaya you boleh buat business, you cannot be a businessman. Kalau you tak percaya, don't start. Now, we can go deeper on where does the beliefs start from lah, but a lot depend on our past experience lah, past knowledge and how we are brought up, how we were exposed lah.
Pak Razak, pasal mindset tadi Pak Razak, ada tools ke di luar sana yang boleh check whether we are having the right mindset for business?
Ada. I've made offers in my other group lah, those who are interested. They are basic. This is to start with lah. This is a self-help DIY lah. Some tools or questions that you can answer, and then they give you indication lah. Mindset ni is a spectrum. It's not one extreme. It is sometimes a person might have 2 or 3 different extremes. The worst is not the worst lah. The most conservative is the fixed mindset. Dia ni very rigid lah. Fixed mindset ni. Macam orang kata Sarjan Pencen punya mindset lah ni. Semua orang salah.
Tak boleh tukar. Keras tak boleh tukar.
Pada dia semua salah. Dia Sarjan Pencen. And then you have the other extreme, the growth mindset. The explorer mindset. So most of us are in between. On something we are fixed. Spectrum. On something we are fixed. But something we are more growth, more open. So this questionnaire will give you an indication lah.
Boleh kita katakan kalau kita tu totally on the extreme of having a growth mindset, that's the best? Can we say?
Tak boleh.
Not necessarily.
Itu dah lain juga. I don't think so. There's such person. Even the Einstein pun ada dia punya fixed mindset dia.
Ada juga.
Ada some area dia very fixed. Some area they're very open. But what we want is in business, okay, you have a growth mindset. But even that they cannot be 100%.
Okay.
Because belief ni sometimes is so embedded in our DNA tau.
Culture and whatnot, yeah.
It's so embedded. The thing is, it's so tricky. We don't even know it. How these beliefs is the source of our mindset, and how our mindset influence our behavior. It shape our business viewpoints.
Macam kita pakai baju, macam kita pakai baju kotor lah Pak Razak, tak perasan selagi mana tak tengok cermin. Kan? Memang ada dekat badan
Tapi
kita.
kalau dia tengok cermin, kalau belakang tak nampak tak?
Dia kena pergi barber.
This is where mindset ni, how do you use it? You make sure you seek knowledge on it lah. You read good books lah. But problem on entrepreneur mindset ni, there are not many good books. In fact, I've not found one that talk specifically on business mindset.
Bolehlah Pak Razak recommend sekali nanti dalam list buku tu.
Yes, there are some books that I think are good books that you can read. And then in fact, there are no course as yet in the world.
Wow.
In the world on entrepreneur mindset. There are course on entrepreneur and they put mindset as one of the module. But tak ada course specifically on entrepreneur mindset. Okay. There are people who studying it lah. In fact, Stanford have a professor just focusing on entrepreneur mindset. But it's important in this case to have a good experienced coach or guide. Ilmu ni kalau salah guide dia jadi miong. Ni macam tersaup sikit lah.
Yelah tu. Kalau apa orang kata, yelah bahasa kasar dia mungkin ajaran sesat lah Pak Razak.
Yes. Silap-silap ajaran sesat. Pada growth mindset jadi fixed mindset, terbalik pula. Now you have to be willing to undertake the shifts and behavioral changes, but you require patience and discipline. In doing so, you must dare to change.
Okay.
Ni kena macho sikit lah. And you must dare to be different. Because when you have this type of mindset yang you become in a way skeptical lah.
Yeah.
Anyway, people say, everybody likes this product. Sure can sell lah. Your next question, how do you know? That's not a very popular question, you know. I ask that question very simple je. Tengah berbuih-buih mulut dia bercerita tu kan. Dia yang angkat tangan, excuse me, how do you know?
Tak boleh jawab.
Dia jawab tapi cara dia lah.
Okay, kena jawab lah macu.
Tapi tahulah terbanyak dia.
Okay Pak Razak, mungkin boleh sentuh sikit Pak Razak pasal prinsip bisnes Pak Razak. Ada beberapa minit lagi.
Okay. The other one is kita kena tahu basic business principle.
Okay.
I put some principles here based on my observation, experience and some reading. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Ideas ni a dime a dozen. Tu British punya saying lah kan, a dime dozen. Kalau kita ni macam mana? Sebakul RM1 kot. Sebakul RM1.
Murah je.
Murah. Ideas semua murah. In fact, you can beli buku where they have 1,000 business ideas. But it's only valuable if you can develop it into a business.
Okay.
Now, in developing a business principle you must try to pursue three, what I used the word before, fits, F-I-T-S, fits. You must do this in 3 stages. Number 1, whatever you want to do, your business, there is a problem solution fit.
Okay.
Once you have a problem solution fit, maknanya solution ini fits the problem in the market. You must have product market fit. Product you develop from the solution ini must fit the market that you are trying to enter.
Okay.
At the end of it all, you must produce all this into a business model but your business model must fit the environment in which you're operating, because you are not operating in a vacuum.
Okay.
You fit the industry, must fit the market, legal, economy. Macam sekarang kan, the economic environment. Some business tak boleh survive sekarang ni. Some business model need to be revamped. Okay. Now you can see what's happening to the airlines lah. Now airlines are trying to come back. They have to come back with a different business model. Because their customer behavior dah berubah. The environment have changed.
Post lockdown
Post-lockdown environment. Now, start by doing the right things right. I keep saying this, do the right things right at the right time. The worst waste of time and money is doing the wrong things right. Benda tak payah buat, kau buat. Or doing the right things wrong. Now, you can do this, make sure you're doing the right things right by when you verify all your critical assumptions. Business people, like everybody else, are full of assumptions. But in business, before you apply this assumption, you must make sure you verify first. Okay?
Pak Razak, kita memang ada dalam 3-4 minit, tapi saya nak raikan lah, kita ada satu lagi soalan pada Cik Ahmed, boleh
Yeah.
Alright, Encik Razak, are we talking about changing our belief system in order to change our mindset?
Yes, but in this case, our belief system on business. Because we are talking about business. Our belief system on money. You know that some people have very negative beliefs on money. Money is the source of all evil. You cannot be a successful entrepreneur if you believe that money is the source of all evil. Cannot. But to me, money is a source of all good. It's how you use the money. Money is neutral. How you use it, we give it certain denomination, certain value lah.
Orang tu yang evil ke tak evil kan?
What else do you believe about business? Melayu tak boleh buat business.
Cina je
That has been debunked long ago lah apa lagi kita believe on business? To be successful business, you must be corrupt. You must be willing to pay corruption. I don't believe it. I've been in business for so many years. I have not paid a single cent. I lost business because I refused to pay corruption. But I'm still here. I'm still here with pride in my eyes. I can look you in the eye. I know you make business through corruption. I can look in the eye, you in the eye, and ask you. And you will not look me in the eye. This is very important. If you want to do business, you must maintain your self-worth, your dignity, your pride. To me. Because the reason why very important can we talk? Do you believe that business is something of value? So all these beliefs will shape you as an entrepreneur. All these beliefs will define your business decisions. Now, if you believe that you cannot be a businessman, don't even bother to start lah. If you believe that money is the source of evil buat business yang tak ada duit lah. Orang bayar you not with money. So that's my answer lah. I may be right, I may be wrong, but that's what I believe in, because business ni sebenarnya is based on your beliefs. I believe I can do business without corruption. I believe I can do business, make a lot of money and do good, not be a source of evil. So these are my underlying beliefs that shape my entrepreneur mindset.
Understood. So, okay, Pak Razak, maybe for the last 1 minute.
Okay, now I talk about assumption tadi kan. The other thing is what we are focusing on in this particular sessions. Explore and discover prior to executing. Banyak orang start baru, dia execute straight away. Dia tak explore langsung. Apa dapat tangkap muat je lah. Apa yang ada tu dia buat. Sebenarnya itu maybe the worst thing that the person is not suitable for that. Sabarlah sikit, explore lah sikit. Oh tak boleh, tak ada duit ni. That's why kena prepare awal. Business ni kalau boleh jangan avoid lah bidan terkejun orang kata kan. If you have the opportunity, prepare lah before you start business. Now market is dynamic, business is dynamic. Change is permanent and always be change ready. Businessman cannot afford to be fixed. Okay? Now the worst thing if people say kau ni tak ada apa macam lalang lah, kejap macam ni, kejap macam ni. If the circumstances change, the wind change direction, lalang tukar tau. But you got to have a reason for it lah. Now don't just sell products and services. The principle of business, offer benefits and offer value. Who decide what is value? Not you. Your customer. So how do you know what your customer like in terms of value? Go and ask them.
Kena keluar dari bangunan dan tanya kepada
Go and talk to them.
So okay Pak Razak, I think we are dah kesuntukan masa. Mungkin okay Pak Razak, minggu ni kita sentuh mengenai bagaimana untuk mengelakkan kesilapan-kesilapan yang boleh melumpuhkan perniagaan kita dari sudut pandang founder. Dan topik seterusnya kita akan membincangkan kesilapan-kesilapan yang berkaitan dengan market dan produk, bagaimana untuk mengelakkan mereka Pak Razak, insyaAllah. So kita jumpa lagi pada minggu hadapan, hari Jumaat, time yang sama, platform yang sama, pukul 9 malam. Dan kalau ada soalan boleh terus bertanya kepada kami di Facebook carabetul.com, dan kita jumpa pada Say It As It Is episod ke-11. Thank you so much Pak Razak untuk
the other thing I want to say, kalau yang minat nak dapatkan senarai dari buku atau video-video tentang Fake Guru ni, can WhatsApp us lah, or go through our then we see whether we can have it.
Boleh PM di Facebook. So okay, semua selamat malam, jaga SOP, selamat balik kampung bagi yang ingin merentas negeri, dan take good care of yourself. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, we're off air.
Okay, thank you. Nasib baik bateri tak habis.